out on the 11th. So your quiz 3 and 4 will be given to you on October 11th. That is not this Friday, but the following Friday. I'll be going with the cross country team down to Clovis for a overnight competition. So another teacher, I'm thinking Mr. Nuno, but it may be someone else, will be giving you that quiz. Just like before, both quizzes are revisable. I'll separate them out, count them separately, and be prepared for that. The other announcement is today's reflection. I want you to write down how much percentage your Chromebook has. My TA and I are experimenting with how long we actually need to keep this Chromebook plugged in, and last night it wasn't plugged in. So we want to check how your Chromebook battery is doing after one day of not charging. So for today's exit ticket, be sure to include like 70 something percent, whatever your Chromebook reads. No need to include the specific numbers, we're just curious on the overall percentage at the end of class today. Okay, so on to the projects. So these are examples of the rotating cube assignment that people have worked on. Notice there's many rotations of axes here. This student is also messing around with light to get different kinds of colors to show up. The second one, notice this student, they have a rotating ice cream cone. They're combining the cone along with the sphere. They're making use of some translation to get this kind of shape. Here we have something really subtle. You have like a cube inside a circle or a cube inside a sphere. Notice when I move the mouse coordinates, it affects color, and also it affects how this ball is being rotated. Notice sometimes it kind of avoids my mouse. So somewhere in the code there is a dependency on the 2D mouse X and mouse Y coordinate. That's pretty neat. It bounces back the other way. Yeah. In this project, although it's static shapes, it kind of reminds me of that pineapple Pokemon, Ludicolo. So combining shapes together, messing around with perspective is fun. This got like 4 out of 4. This one's pretty neat. As you stare at it, you have a cube rotating in the middle, and if you watch each object separately, they each have their own kind of rotation that's happening. They each have their own path. So one goes and the cube rotates a certain way, and the other objects around it rotate a different kind of way. Mesmerizing. This one's pretty fun. This student included some mouse pressed functionality to change how it rotates. Notice right now the outer rings aren't rotating, but the inner like nucleus of your atom is. When I press the right arrow, everything rotates at a ridiculous speed. When I press the right arrow, the down arrow, what is it? Yeah, they rotate a different way. If I press up, they pause in place. Let's see. If I keep pressing it, I think it either slows down or speeds up, something like that. So notice you can combine the two ideas from your previous assignments with 3D shapes. And lastly, we have a rotating Christmas tree. Notice they make use of stroke along with fill to change the outer appearance of your shapes, whatever shapes you decide on having. And although it's really subtle, playing around with light is pretty cool. I recommend if you want to experiment with colored light, have a dark background and your point source of light, you can change the color of that and you get some pretty nice gradients. But it'll be pretty hard to see up on this projector, so I didn't show those. On your own screens, you can experiment with that and see some neat effects. Okay, so that's today's screencast. Some inspiration for you all. This assignment's due Friday. Have fun with it. And let me know if you have questions. Jesse and I are both here to support you today.